Page 39, Prelude in C by J.S. Bach. 4/4 time, it's in C major, it's in the title. Right hand first. We're going to try and finger this as legato as we can throughout. So it's here, follow their fingering, because really it's this chord. If you look at these notes at the beginning, and then it changes to this chord, and then this chord, they're broken chords. So just, so 1 and 2 and all legato. I do a 1, 3, 5 for the quarter note. And those three, this is the second major, second line here. Those aren't triplets. They kind of look like triplets, the way they're beamed together. They're not. It's 1 and 2 and 3. And then here, I would do, if you can, a 2, 4, 5, because the A and the C are tied. You want to play the D while holding them down, and I want to connect it, and then lift up, and then you're going on. Now they're saying for the last line 2, 1. That's okay, because you're on that B. We'd like to do a 1 here, but this B messes that up. Now, what you can do on the last note of this third line is play that B with second finger, and then this way in the last line you can play a C with thumb, and you're in position for all these notes. And then 1 ienda, 2 ienda. Just right now, just get the notes. If you can do the C major scale, this is a piece of cake. If you can't do the C major scale, then you'll struggle with trying to get this even and controlled. Some teachers believe that, oh, you don't need the scale, you just do it here. Just learn it as you did. I tried that years ago. Didn't work at all for me. Maybe it works for some people, but it didn't work for me. I needed those scales. That let me do my technique and smooth everything out. And when I came to these pieces, then it just happened. It was nice. Left hand. That's tied. 2 C's, tied forever. And then the last measure, the chord is this. It's a broken C chord. It's a fourth finger on the E. So it's here. And fourth finger then on the F sharp. So use fourth finger on these notes. That little more thing they're talking about, that's an ornament. We'll come back to that. I don't, just leave it out for now. We're just working on notes. And then the rest of it, I think, let's go down to the last line. Here. I recommend you use second finger on the F. This way you can reach the D, the next note, more easily. 2, you can't connect it, just come down. There. You could do that, but if you, the idea of using a little finger like that for 2 notes, you have to do it sometimes, but that's not the first choice. If you can figure out something else, yeah, so second finger, that's better. Put the hands together slowly. Play it all legato. But remember the res, the last measure of the first line. Work it out so the hands are working together. Then you go back and you work out the hesitations. It needs to flow. It doesn't have to go fast. I went a little fast because when you get to the last line with the 16th notes, you... So just take it as slow as you got to take it. so it all flows. And then you can go back and add in the dynamics and the ornaments. So the phrasing, according to what's marked. See, the idea a lot of times is in this type of music is the phrasing doesn't start on the beat, it starts on some other part of a beat or a different beat, and normally it'll carry that same style of phrasing pretty much through the piece. Here it starts on the second half of the first beat. So you'll find out phrasing on each of these is the second half of the first beat. And that's just, just look at a lot of Bach music, you'll see it phrased that way. Or you'll see it phrased, and however it's phrased at the beginning, it's phrased consistently throughout. Just lift up between you. Now they've got staccato, which actually when you have a slur and staccato, that's a portato. It simply means you disconnect the notes. So it's like the last note of the first line in the right hand to go on, you would disconnect those. So in the right hand, the left hand has a slur. Now here, that's not portato, that's tied. Mordant. Let's talk about this mordant. People get mordants and inverted mordants turned around. It's happened ever since they've been around. They get them backwards. Which is which? Well, to me they're backwards, but that's not my fault. I didn't do it. This thing, they write it out for you. The mordant is the note given in the music and the next note down in the scale. And you just play the two notes quickly and then play the first note again. So it's here to here. In this case, it would be an F natural and here, because we're in C major. Like so, very quickly, that's a mordant. The symbol used most often is that little wavy line with a line through it. That's that. How you finger it is up to you. There's different fingerings. 1, 3, 2 works well, but you'll work out a fingering that works for you. It just has to be very quick, and it's on the beat. So it's here. Now, you look underneath the mordant sign there, and you see the little sharp sign. That's telling you on the note, the other note, sharp it. Otherwise it would be, but now it's here. They want that. They want an F sharp in that, so it's it. Like so, and that, I can't do them very well. Now if you have the little wavy line like that without the cross section line in it, that's an inverted mordant. That means you use that note given and the next note up in the scale. You'll see that, actually, you see the inverted mordant more often. It's more common. But people tend to call it a mordant. They call that a mordant. Oh, it's a mordant. No, it's an inverted mordant. The mordant is this, where it goes down. And it's done on the beat very quickly. But you put in the mordant and you get in the articulation, and then you can go back and maybe add the dynamics. It's sort of both hands. This is contrapuntal music, so both hands have their own melody going, so moderately loud, whatever that is. It's soft, louder. You get the idea? And then in the last line, you're loud. Well, at the end of the third line, you're loud. And the last line, you go up and then come back down. And then here, come down. And then go back up. They give you an accent and staccato. Not short staccato, just to separate them. I don't know that you need an accent when it's fortissimo on a piano. It doesn't work real well. Keep in mind that this isn't really piano music. It wasn't written for piano. It was written for harpsichord or clavichord or whatever. Don't use pedal on it. No pedal. Some people will automatically pedal everything they do. I would encourage you not to. And as far as the speed goes and these ornaments, I had one piano professor in college who was so fed up with the way I did ornaments in Bach, he said, just leave them out. Because he couldn't stand it. I couldn't do them right. Because ornaments are optional anyway. You can leave them out. You don't have to put them in. Just get this slur. Yeah. If you can do it, fine. If not, don't worry about it. See, I can't do them. Anyway, if you can do them, fine. Stick them in. If not, you can leave them out. Don't slow it down because of the ornaments. This is a fairly fast, I think. It says allegro. I don't know if it really needs to go that fast or not. You're going to have to be your allegro. You'll have to decide on the speed, but it has to be smooth and even. That's more important than speed, in my opinion.